Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another episode of FMLPK. Just a quick reminder, the deadline is early this week. It's on Friday, 27th November at 11:30 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. So be sure to make your changes before that. And also, I'd like to remind our viewers that English teams are going to be playing the Champions League and Europa League fixtures this week, midweek. So look to those fixtures as well to give you clues as to what transfers you should make and if you're using your wild card, as to how you should set up your team. So let's get straight into it, man. Game week 9. What a roller coaster. Salman, I want to start off with you.
The whole season has been a roller coaster. I have been consistently unlucky in the selection of my team captain. The team has been fine. I'm happy with the performances. I'm happy I didn't take out Son, although there was, the thinking that they're going through a tough patch in terms of the games that they're playing. But Son still delivered. I chose. And so did Kane. Yeah, the discussion we had was whether Kane or Son, and I think we had a consensus that Son needs to go out and Kane needs to stay.
Yeah, but not necessarily for that game, though.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, we had thought that Kane should stay and Son should go out. I chose Watkins as a big differential captain. Blew up in my face. DCL was the obvious choice.
As a differential,
so that was a mistake. Otherwise, Son got me returns. DCL really well. Kane got returns. So even McCarthy, without a clean sheet, got 7 points. So I got 52 points.
He had 8 saves. 8 saves. It was, I think, one of the best goalkeeping performances of the season so far.
Yeah, I think Darlow has been really good. There are a couple of goalkeepers who I have an eye on, but super performance. I was just sad. I would have wanted it to be a 0-0 because I had Kilman as the Wolves defender and McCarthy as the Southampton, but that didn't work out. Obviously, it never does. So I'm happy with the team. Definitely not happy with the team, with the captain selection. I need to get that fixed.
Yeah. See, that's the problem with the so-called picking a captain from the so-called smaller teams.
Yeah, it's always a risk.
It's always a big risk. I feel like with the captain, you should always go for a slightly safer pick.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? As DCL was the obvious choice here. You said, if you're going to captain anyone outside Son and Kane, I mean, Watkins was a pretty silly decision. But enough said. All right, so what are your thoughts going forward? You don't have...
Here it comes. Omar had to bring this in. Okay, so I didn't plan to bring this in, but I'll show you this. Since yeah. Okay, so moving on.
Anyway, so what are your thoughts going forward?
I just told you about my thoughts. Let's say
you're going to get in Bruno?
No, I'm not. If you look at my team structure, I can't seem to fit Bruno in my team yet. To bring in Bruno, I need to take out either Son or Salah. I don't want to take out any of them. And then I've got Grealish. The liabilities that I have in my team are Townsend and Lascelles. I'm keeping Townsend for now because they're playing Newcastle at home. I see I've got 2 or 3 changes, 2 or 3 options. One change in mind, but 2 or 3 options. One is a goalkeeper change. So I get rid of Ryan and bring in Johnstone, who's playing Sheffield United at home. So that's a good clean sheet potential. Otherwise, the other 2 options which I'm leaning towards is getting Ederson on. If you look at the Man City run, they've got really easy games coming up.
Oh, yeah.
They're playing Burnley at home. Otherwise, I take out Kilman, the Wolves, and bring in Cancelo, Manchester City.
I like
so I
that.
need to get a Manchester City defense, either a goalkeeper, which I probably won't go for because that's a 1.5 million differential, versus a 1.1 million differential if I take out Lascelles and bring in Cancelo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Lascelles
And,
was a little hurt too in the game.
Yeah,
I saw him
So
go up a couple of times. Yeah.
he's an injury concern,
High
and
injury, yep.
he's 0.1 more expensive than Kilman is.
But
So take him out, Cancelo.
Newcastle looks
5.5.
so like dead. Like
And
no
without
offense,
Wilson, they're not doing
yeah.
anything. Yeah,
Kuch nahi
without
tha.
Wilson, they're not doing anything. They're quite crappy. So Lascelles, in any case, he gets injured every second game. So I need to take him out and bring in Cancelo. Most probably, that's what I will do.
I like that.
Okay. And under what circumstances would you be using your wild card now? Like, should you use an early wild card? Like,
Yeah, so I mean, I really thought of using my wild card, but then I thought that there is not a big problem with my team. I have been hurt consistently because of my silly captaincy choices. Sometimes unlucky. I mean, Son, the captain, is a safe choice, but
Yeah,
Watkins is not a. But if you look at my team, I've got Chilwell, I've got Target, Son, Grealish, Salah, Calvert-Lewin, Kane. So, and then a goalkeeper. So, 7 or 8 players in my team are ones that a normal person would have in his team, even if you wild card. The liabilities, as I said, are Townsend and Saint Maximin. These are the 2 players I need to take out at some point in time. So I'm not looking at wildcarding right now. Probably towards the second half of December, and hopefully the last week of December, once the fixture congestion gets better.
okay. And I was just looking at your captain picks. I mean, you did pick good captains in game weeks 4 and 5.
Yeah.
I see you got double-digit hauled with Salah and Son.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
you need, if you want to like sort of close that gap on the top, you got to be more consistent with your captain picks.
Absolutely.
Or your captain picks got to be more consistent, however way you look at it.
Yeah. So, for the last 3 or 4 game weeks, I have been blanking on the captaincy part, but yet scoring medium range points. So if I can get that fixed, I can jump some positions.
All right, Murtaza. So let's pull up your team real quick. And you did fairly well, I think.
Charlie Murphy.
Great performance.
Dude, I was stressed. And then, because I had Podence coming in, McCarthy, and then, of course, I'm like, please don't play Wilson. And then Charlie Taylor was also in yellow. I was then depending on Mitchell to come in, and he didn't play. So I was like, oh, here comes Bissouma's 1 point. So it was a good surprise.
But Mitchell might not start every game now, as in Van Aanholt is back.
Yeah, he is. That's a change for my wild card then, I guess.
And you picked Bruno Fernandes, I see. But I guess
I had too many reds, man. I had too many reds. You saw my situation versus you guys were still in the safe. I didn't have Ziyech.
Shit, you brought in Fernandes and you made him captain.
Yeah, for Salah.
I just want to clarify for last season, last episode, what I said was, his non-penalty XG, whatever. But the thing is, in fantasy, he's just getting the points and getting those penalties. And that's what he's at the heart of everything that United do. But United as a team are just so terrible right now,
That's correct.
I forgot to share this stat with you guys on chat or something. Since he's joined the Premier League, he's the most point scoring player, 30 more than Salah, something around there. Yes.
Shit, seriously?
Yes.
Man, you should have done better against a new West Brom side.
They should have. Because
at home.
Martial sucked he didn't have his shooting boots on. Rashford sucked. They missed a couple of sitters, man. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
That and I think it was an exceptional performance by the goalkeeper as well. He made six saves, which is a very decent number for an individual game.
Yeah, but now I don't have Salah and I want him back.
So what are you gonna do? You have enough money.
I have money, so the easiest switch would have been Bruno back to him because he's dropped in price also. But I really like Jamie Vardy for next week's captaincy, so I want him.
Really? Oh, you would like? Okay, so
it's Fulham.
Over Kane?
No, I keep Kane. I have enough money to turn Wilson into Vardy.
Okay, so you turn in this thing. But okay, just to get him in your team. Okay.
So DCL, Kane, and Vardy up top.
But that throws my structure off totally, and that means two moves to get back Salah, and I don't want to do that.
Then you would be forcing your hand with the wild card.
I don't want to do that.
But wildcard time is not too far off. And a question, speaking of Vardy, and this is a thought that came to my mind before I decided to change the defense, is Tielemans for Townsend. Keeping in mind Leicester are playing Fulham.
Very good.
I think Tielemans is a good option to get in. Fulham have been conceding a lot. Tielemans is going to start. So either Harvey Barnes or Tielemans would be a good choice for those who cannot afford.
Not playing as well as he should be.
Yeah. And he's more expensive. I think, and for those who cannot afford Vardy, Tielemans would be a good option to get.
Yeah. Out of the Maddison and Barnes, I like Tielemans out of the three.
But who would you drop? Let's say if you got Tielemans and not Vardy, who would you drop in your team?
Me? Townsend?
No, Murtaza.
No, I'm not making that change. My priority
He's got money for Vardy. And if you've got money for Vardy, then you don't need anyone else. It's for poor people like me who don't have money for Vardy.
Wouldn't you rather get like Firmino?
Me?
Than Vardy? Yeah.
No, man, I'm not doing that thing. I'm not.
Why not?
That mistake I made last season was just hoping there's a return there.
They play Brighton, Wolves, Fulham, Tottenham, Crystal Palace, West Brom, Newcastle.
But Fulham, Firmino, 1 goal in like 10 games de raha hai, yaar. I don't want him. No.
Okay.
I'd rather, I have enough money to make him Vardy, and I might just have enough to make Podence Jota. Yeah. But then...
That's an interesting one. But do you think he'll start now that Salah's sort of coming back in? Maybe, not for next game week. Salah might miss next game week, but after that, for sure, it's Salah in.
I'm sure he starts, but not maybe up in the front three. I'm sure they'll find a place for him. How not? Right?
Okay, but do you think he will be as effective deeper?
No, but it's a team that is consistently scoring 2 goals a game. No other team is doing that right now. I want that offense somehow, somewhere. Salah, I want Salah back, man. I'm feeling edgy not having Salah.
All right, man.
But Murtaza, on Salah and Bruno, Manchester United have gotten the most penalties of any side. I think it was 18 or something, and they've scored. And so and they've scored the most goals. I think they've got the highest percentage of penalty goals versus overall goals. So Bruno Fernandes, if Manchester United get a penalty, of which there's a good likelihood of that happening, and therefore Fernandes taking the goal. So I wouldn't, it's not urgent to get Salah on instead of Bruno. No. I think Vardy is a great one to have.
That's what I'm saying, because when I dropped Salah, I thought, let's say 2 game weeks he goes. Then again, the conditioning, getting back into the groove, maybe a 3rd game week I can afford not having him. And with the price drop, I'll lose some money, but I wanted that cap pick. I think what's keeping me a little ahead of you guys has been that consistent cap pick. I haven't deviated from a big hitter.
You've not messed around. Yeah.
एक मैंने किया था गलती where I went Werner too early, and after that I'm like, no man, I'd rather take the 4 points from Salah than.
And you're okay having Grealish right now in your team as well?
Dude, he's too good. I mean, for that price, what am I getting?
But
Consistently
you could upgrade with the money you have in your bank. You could upgrade Grealish to Salah, right?
Yeah, but Grealish's fixtures are too good. I mean, I don't want to miss out.
They've got Newcastle, Burnley, West Brom, Crystal Palace.
But let's say if Barkley doesn't play the next game and they don't get the points.
I think they have enough depth. Horian will come in. They're not a bad team. They'll adjust.
All right.
They'll adjust.
All right. So
they're in a groove. I mean, if you look at the underlying stats, they all check out.
I know. I'm just trying to figure out like what exactly. I get it now.
On my most wanted list, I would say Vardy's up top, and then I would say I mean, Jota, while he's not there, did you see? Like, he could have had 2 more. He's just too good. And then
if Jota becomes a regular starter, he needs to be on the team sheet.
Ideally, that's something I consider for my wild card. Honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be honest, I want KDB before Salah back.
Okay.
Just so that I get that run, as in. You know, like if I want to prioritize it, I find my way to KDB first, maybe drop Kane, all that bullshit.
So basically, no, I was just asking you all these different scenarios as like to see what your thought process is. So I'm just going to bring up my team real quick, and I made 2 changes. I dropped Son for Rodriguez and Trossard for Grealish, and I think it just totally backfired. Had I stuck with my original plan and bought in Grealish and not transferred Son, I would have had slightly more points. But I think I picked the right captain in DCL. It was a late change. It was just making sense at that point with Richarlison in the team. And Fulham, you know, they're so bad. But going forward, like if you look at my team, my midfield completely blanked in game week 9. And I'm sort of concerned now with having Mane. Like he hasn't given me any returns, I think, in the last 3 game weeks now. But I'm also slightly concerned with Ziyech because Chelsea's fixtures are turning difficult. And I'm concerned with Rodriguez because that was just like a very last minute pick. So like just looking at my team, the logical decision for me to make right now, I think the best decision I can make right now is if I just drop Justin and get in Cancelo. So that gives me City cover and a good fixture run. And then in the next week, I give Mane another chance. I see if Barkley is back or not, and I see how Grealish is performing. And then if Grealish is doing well and Mane isn't, then I'm going to bring in Salah. If Mane does really well, then I might just hold on for another week. But I really think I need Salah now in my team.
Isn't it a 0.1 difference now in the price?
I have the money in the bank, so that's not an issue.
It's an easy switch.
I just feel like with the penalties and everything like that, Salah is the better guy to have.
Dude, if you saw the game and you saw the chances they got, Salah would have killed them away, man. Like, he's too clinical. He's just too clinical.
He's also back in training. So he should be back playing. He hopefully won't be playing.
I'm going to see what happens in the Champions League. That will like really give me a clue as to what Klopp is thinking. Like, is Klopp thinking? Because, you know, right now, if you're like a Liverpool, like obviously he's Klopp, but this is what my thinking is. They're winning games, they're scoring goals without Salah. So they have, in Diego Jota, they have the perfect replacement. They don't necessarily he doesn't need to risk Salah for game week 10 because Salah is not match fit and he hasn't like trained, you know, he's missed a certain number of days. Like he's at least missed 10, 12 days of training.
I think Klopp has the vaccine, bro. He's like, whatever.
So
I'll see what he does. If he throws him into the Liverpool, like in the Champions League game right away, then I'm like, okay, maybe. Or if he starts him in the second half, we'll see what happens there. And like the only thing I'm doing right now is I'm sort of avoiding the whole Kevin De Bruyne thing. I'm keeping my eye on it. If I feel during this whole run that if like I need De Bruyne, then I'm gonna be definitely using my wild card, because then it will require a major restructure immediately.
I thought
And I don't want to take any minus points.
Despite the blank, KDB looked pretty impressive in that game against Tottenham.
Yeah. So but
he
Tottenham
played well.
were really, I think Tottenham are just on fire this season, and I think City against Burnley and City against Fulham and Man United and West Brom.
Oh, it's so tasty, man.
It's a very juicy lineup.
And the KDB of last season would have blown everyone away.
And I do want to mention one thing here, specifically with regards to City versus Burnley. Like whenever City plays Burnley, historically, they blow them away. So that's a risk that I'm taking by not somehow finding a way to get KDB in my team. But again, if I want KDB today, I have to do one extra transfer. I have to take -4. And I don't think I want to do that just yet. I want to see how things play out with Grealish and the whole Barkley situation before I make my decision on KDB.
I hope it works with Man City because it gives us an easy captaincy choice, man. Next 3-4 game weeks.
Yeah, truly, man.
But what about Werner? What are your thoughts on that?
So speaking of captains, what are you guys thinking? Salman, I want to ask you first.
My captaincy picks are always wrong. I'm probably going to go with DCL. Leeds home.
DCL, that's a terrible choice. Why?
Of course it is.
Why would you do that? Just because a captain has done well in the previous game week, a player doesn't mean you've got to be more ruthless than that, man.
So I was waiting that this. How come this hasn't happened this episode, and now it has. And so I can't make Son the captain. They're playing Chelsea away. Chelsea have a good defense. I can't make Grealish because I've made that mistake before. They're playing West Ham away. So
Grealish would be a terrible choice against West Ham. Thank God.
Yes. So the option that I have is to somehow get Vardy in and make him the captain. They're playing against Fulham. Otherwise, it's a DCL.
How much money do you have in the bank?
I'll have to make 2 transfers. I can ship out DCL and get Vardy and make him the captain.
You have 2 transfers.
No, just one. I made 2 transfers. I made 2 transfers last week. I made the mistake of making 2 transfers. So the bank.
I don't know, man. I don't know about DCL.
So DCL goes out, Vardy comes in, Vardy becomes the obvious choice.
Vardy could be captain, yes, I agree. But not DCL, man. Not against Leeds, I don't think.
Yeah, but I mean, Leeds have been conceding a lot. If you
they are going to be better now going forward defensively.
And why is that?
Because they've got that player back, Phillips.
He was there at the start of the season. They've conceded 17 goals, which is the second highest. If you look at the last 3-4 games, they conceded 4 against Crystal Palace, 4 against Leicester, and so they've been conceding goals. They're not super. They've conceded 3 against Fulham game week 2, 4 against Liverpool. So they've conceded 17. So DCL has been in form. Arsenal have been shit.
No doubt. Arsenal are very shite, and you're right. DCL is in form, but I don't know, man.
Go with it.
I would trust Kane as my captain. I have Kane and DCL both, and I would trust Kane with the captaincy than DCL.
Against Chelsea. Versus DCL against Leeds.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Anyways.
I have another note to make for next week.
Whatever, man. Whatever makes you happy. Murtaza.
Everton is playing at home, by the way.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Murtaza, who's your captain?
I'm going with what Salman mentioned, Vardy, just because even with that blank in the last game week, he had 6 touches in their box.
Look, that was an exceptional situation. Liverpool were just simply too good. Vardy and Leicester are not going to encounter that level of team in Fulham or any other team, I think, in the Premier League. Maybe to some extent Chelsea, but they play Fulham, Sheffield United, Brighton, Everton, Tottenham, and you are. Yeah.
He's got 7 big chances and 8 shots on target in his last 4 game weeks. He's up against Fulham, who's given the most goals and big chances this season. Sheffield has given the most shots in the box this season. And they haven't lost against Brighton.
He also has a home and away problem, you realize, right?
Yeah, but
he doesn't do well at home.
Look at the dilemma Salman's having. If you don't have Vardy this game week, or KDB, I would say.
Murtaza, Salman doesn't have a dilemma. He's just being a moron. He should pick fucking Kane, dude, or Son.
The captaincy should come clear. Every game week it should come clear, man. Like Salah hota hai ya Vardy hota hai.
So Salah is playing Brighton. The only reason I'm not making him captain is obvious. I don't know how much he will play, whether he'll play or not. Lack of match fitness and everything. I think Kane against Chelsea would be a very interesting choice. So I would really recommend you going for it.
Okay. Well, so I'm going to captain Bamford just because you're captaining DCL. So,
Okay. So I will make DCL my captain. You will make Bamford your captain. We're not going to change it.
No, I give no guarantees. I give no fucking guarantees.
This is the best.
Listen. Yes. Anything can happen at 4:00 or like whenever deadline is. I was not supposed to bring in Rodriguez. I knew, we discussed this. That Son should stay for the City match. Like, yes, we should drop him later, but we discussed this at length, like why it wasn't such a great idea to dump him in game week 9 specifically. Yet, I made that stupid mistake. So I am capable of these things. And so are you, and so is everyone else. We're only fucking human, man.
But I would have thought you would have gotten in KDB. Like, after all that talk.
Because I got in Grealish, I didn't have the money for KDB. If I had taken in Barkley, which thank God I didn't, or Jota, that's what I was thinking. But logic there was that because I had cover in Mane, LFC cover, that I shouldn't bring in Jota. Had I just brought in fucking Jota, things would have been fine and dandy, man. But such is life. And anything can happen, man. At like 11:30 on that Friday, like half an hour before anything, like whatever we've discussed, I could just end up dropping Grealish, bringing in Jota, and taking another -4 and calling it pocket. Bring in KDB for Rodriguez.
Life is truly brutal. Brutal.
But you know what? Even then, I'll still captain Bamford.
Okay. So,
man. Good luck to everyone. Bole.
मैं कह रहा था Bamford is a genuinely, I think Bamford is a good differential pick for captain.
Apart from like all this, Everton have conceded the most goals. They've conceded 13 goals in the last 6 game weeks.
Yeah.
The defensive problems are there for everyone to see, and especially if I feel like with Richarlison playing and them scoring first or scoring, then other teams tend to go for their defense. They're not just going to sit back because Everton is going to score. And then the other team is going to retaliate. And I think the way Murtaza was mentioning, the numbers that he's posted over the last 6 game weeks are just phenomenal, man.
So
he's lucky, unlucky.
And that's why I'm saying genuinely, I think Bamford is a better option than Kane is for this game week. Everton have conceded 2 goals every game. I think there's one goal, one match where they can.
In 6 game weeks, you're absolutely right. More than 2 goals a game. So
but he's a good option.
Both Bamford and DCL are on top for the most big chances from open play. So it's a good pick for both.
I just feel like Leeds will do slightly better defensively as compared to Everton. So let's see. Good luck, everyone. And yeah, good luck, everyone. A reminder, 11:30, 27th November, Friday is the deadline. Keep an eye out for the Champions League fixtures. And for God's sakes, don't keep DCL as your captain.